Jelitza and Her Brothers. 9 fair sons possessed a happy mother, and the 10th, the loveliest and the latest, was Jelitza, a beloved daughter. They had grown together up to manhood till the sons were ripe for bridal altars, and the maid was ready for betrothing. Many a lover asked the maid in marriage. First a ban, a chieftain was the other, and the third, a neighbor from her village. So her mother for the neighbor pleaded, for the far-off dwelling ban, her brothers. Thus they urged it to their lovely sister. Go, we pray thee, our beloved sister, with the ban across the distant waters. Go, thy brothers oft will hasten to thee. Every month of every year will seek thee. Every week of every month will seek thee. So the maiden listened to her brothers. With the ban she crossed the distant waters. But behold, O melancholy marvel! God sent down the plague, and all the brothers, all the 9 were swept away. And lonely stood their miserable sonless mother. 3 long years had passed away unheeded. Often Jelitza sighed in silence. Heaven of mercy, 'tis indeed a marvel. Have I sinned against them, that my brothers, spite of all their vows, come never near me? Then did her stepsisters scorn and jeer her. Cast away, thy brothers must despise thee. Never have they come to greet their sister. Bitter was the sorrow of Jelitza, bitter from the morning to the evening, till the God of heaven took pity on her, and he summoned 2 celestial angels. Hasten down to earth, he said, my angels, to the white grave where Jovan is sleeping. Young Jovan, the maiden's youngest brother, breathe your spirit into him, and fashion from the white gravestone a steed to bear him. From the mouldering earth his food prepare him. Let him take his grave shroud for a present, then equip and send him to his sister. Swiftly hastened God's celestial angels to the white grave where Jovan was sleeping. From the white gravestone a steed they fashioned. Into his deep corpse they breathed their spirit. From the ready earth the bread they molded. For a present his grave shroud they folded, and equipped and bade him seek his sister. Swiftly rode Jovan to greet his sister. Long before he had approached her dwelling, far, far off his sister saw and hailed him, hastened to him, threw her on his bosom, loosened his vest, and stamped his cheeks with kisses. Then she sobbed with bitterness and anguish. Then she wept, and thus addressed her brother. O Jovan, to me a maiden, thou and all my brothers, all ye promise oft and oft to seek your distant sister, every month and every year to seek her, every week and every month to seek her. 3 long years have sped away unheeded, and ye have not sought me. For a moment she was silent, and then said, My brother, thou art deadly pale. Why look so deadly pale, as if in death thou hadst been sleeping? But Jovan thus checked his sister. Silence, silence, sister, as in God thou trustest, for a heavy sorrow has overtaken me. With 8 brothers he prepared their nuptials, 8 stepsisters ready to espouse them. Hardly was the marriage service ended, ere we built us 8 white dwellings, sister. Therefore I look so dark, Jelitza. 3 white days had passed away unheeded, and the maid equipped her for a journey. Many a costly present she provided for her brothers and her bridal sisters. For her brothers, fairest silken vestments, for her bridal sisters, rings and jewels. But Jovan would fain detain her. Go not now, I pray thee, my Jelitza. Wait until thy brothers come and greet thee. But she would not listen to her brother. She prepared the costliest, fairest presents, so the young Jovan began his journey, and his sister traveled patient by him. So as they approached their mother's dwelling, near the house a tall white church was standing. Young Jovan, he whispered to his sister, Stop, I pray thee, my beloved sister. Let me enter the white church an instant. When my middle brother here was married, lo, I lost a golden ring, my sister. Let me go an instant. I shall find it. Jovan went, into his grave he glided, and Jelitza stood. She stood impatient, wondering, but in vain she waited. Then she left the spot to seek her brother. Many and many a grave was in the churchyard, newly made. Jovan was nowhere. Sighing on, she hastened to the city, saw her mother's dwelling, and pressed forward, eager to that old white dwelling. Listen to that cuckoo's cry within the dwelling. Lo, it was not the grey cuckoo's crying. 'Twas her aged, her grey-headed mother. To the door Jelitza pressed, outstretching her white neck, she called, "Make ope, my mother! Hasten to make ope the door, my mother!" But her mother to her cry made answer, "Plague of God! Avaunt! My sons have perished! All 9 have perished! Wilt thou also take their aged mother?" Then Jelitza shrieked, "Oh, open! Open, dearest mother! I am not God's plague! I am thy daughter! Thine own daughter! Thy Jelitza mother!" Then the mother pushed the door wide open, and she screamed aloud and groaned, and flung her old arms round her daughter. All was silent. Stiff and dead, they fell to earth together.